Now, Rosie, this was an empanada episode, and I started with a really nice empanada with duck in it, and then we veered off to Cornwall where we had your lovely empanada. And I thought, what if I make something a bit different? If we don't want to make the pastry, we can buy pastry already made. Filo pastry is great. Why don't I make a sweet empanada? Well, it's not really an empanada.
Whoa.
It's actually just a blueberry pudding with the pastry on top. So it's sort of like a pie in a way. Now, what I've got is some blueberries in my pot here, boiling away. Now, I'm going to put some sugar in there. About a quarter of a cup of brown sugar goes in there. And what I'm going to do is stir that around a little bit so we get that sugar dissolving in there. I've got about a quarter of a cup of corn flour. And what I want is the right amount of corn flour to thicken this. And it's a good idea to make what we call a little slurry. Pour some water in there, about the same amount of water to corn flour. And I'll get you to stir it around there till it dissolves. Yep. What we're going to do is add it to the blueberry mixture. When you're adding corn flour to the blueberry mixture or any mixture, you've got to make sure that the mixture is actually simmering away, and that's the way it cooks. What I do is add a couple of little drops and stir it around. I've probably added about 3 tablespoons of corn flour to here. And as I stir that around, you can see it start to thicken up nicely.
It's got gorgeous purple colour, hasn't it?
It's got a great colour. So it goes from blue to purple. There we go. Now, what I'm going to add to that to give it some more body and some flavour, I suppose, and to bind it all together, I've got some almond meal. About a cup of almond meal goes straight in here. And what I'm going to do is stir that around. This is a great little dessert. I mean, all these things are in your pantry and easy to get.
That's it. They're all things that you would usually be hanging around.
There we go.
This isn't too hard.
Well, hanging around. I like that.
Hanging around.
Now, what I'm going to do is turn this around a couple of times and make sure that's all combined nicely. And it's nice and thick. Give it a bit of a tap like that. And what I'll do is I'll slide this over. If you can slide that tray underneath me there.
Let me get it in the way of my mess.
There we go. We've hidden that corn flour there. What I'm going to do is spoon this straight on top of with my spatula, straight into my souffle dishes. We don't need to line anything. We just put them straight into here. This is what we call hot loading, Rosie. So we just put the hot stuff straight on there. There we go. And I reckon I've got just the right amount. And if I have too much, I can always pop it in the side there. There we go. I reckon I've just got the right amount. There we go. Pop that in there. Grab that filo pastry and I'll just give that a bit of a wipe because all the corn flour is gone. And what I'll do is I'll take the filo pastry. And the trick with filo pastry is, of course, always allow it to come up to room temperature before you use it. And with a thick brush like this, you make sure you put plenty of butter on the outside. And what I do is I pick this up like this. And you see this is the thicker filo pastry.
Isn't it?
It's easy to do. And I just scrunch it up like that. And I'll grab another sheet here and butter this one up like that. Look at that. And I'll get you... Here we go. It's nice, isn't it? It's a nice way to do it. You don't have to get really technical with it. You pop it on the top there like that. I've got a lovely coating on the top of it, and I've got my pastry underneath. All I need to do is do a couple more of these, pop them into the oven, which is preset at 190 degrees Celsius. They'll take about 10 minutes. They'll be nice and golden on top. The mixture's already hot in the middle, and we'll be able to scoop into our blueberry and filo empanada, if we can call it that. There you go, Rosie.
That is beautiful.
A little bit of icing sugar on top.
Before you did that, that reminded me of something, and it looks a bit like your bouffant, actually, doesn't it?
My bouffant?
It just reminded me of something. It's your hair.
I don't have any idea what a bouffant is. Now I know what it is. It's my hair.
Stuck in.
There we go. Now, I don't know whether to feel insulted or to feel like you're actually being nice.
You should be happy about it.
You always say nice things. It's nice and crunchy on the top. It's a really quick dessert. You want something to put together really quickly and easily. I mean, it's great, isn't it? It's got some lovely blueberry flavour in there, some almond to give it body, and that crunch of the filo pastry on top. You could go a bit crazy, put some pistachio nuts on top of it and really muck around with it, but I think it's got a lot of flavour and a lot of texture.
It does. That is a nice, simple dessert. But I was thinking, even if you didn't want the filo on there, you could have that with a little bit of yoghurt. Like, that is just absolutely gorgeous. Well done, Adrian. I love that.
I think we've both done a good job.
Yeah, I think we've nailed empanadas, haven't we?
We have.